Well, a new survey commissioned by Oral-B has found that when it comes to caring for our teeth, New Zealanders are pretty bad. In fact, the survey found that some days 1 in 10 Kiwis don't bother brushing their teeth at all. Well, here with some basic oral hygiene tips is Auckland dentist Hisham Abdalla. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you too. Thank you.
That is very, very disturbing.
It is. I think it is really disturbing, and unfortunately we've been seeing it, but we didn't have numbers. So now we actually got, thanks to Oral-B, to the Oral-B Power Brush survey, we actually got some numbers, which makes it a bit more understandable.
That suggests to me that some people don't actually even like brushing their teeth, because most of us find it sort of a pleasant experience, at least find it a very unpleasant experience if we haven't brushed our teeth.
Thank you for saying that, because that's my thinking as well. I mean, it is dirt, it is rotting food, so you don't want it on your skin, you don't want it in your mouth, so it should be a pleasant experience.
Exactly. Were you surprised at these numbers and how, I guess, New Zealand sat with regards to other countries?
Like I just said, I'm not actually totally shocked, because that's what we tend to see in general practice. You know, a lot of people do have this aversion to doing it properly, doing it frequently enough, and some of them don't do it well at all.
I think that that's probably part of the problem, is when you talk about doing it properly, do we actually know how to brush our teeth? I mean, it sounds ridiculous, and you think, how can you not know how to brush your teeth properly?
It's not ridiculous at all. It is what it is, basically. It's not just a process of putting something in your mouth and going,
scrub, scrub,
and we're done.
Okay, well,
there is a little technique to it, and that's where power brushes come in. They make it much easier.
Talk us through it.
Cool. Shall I do a quick demo?
You definitely say electric toothbrushes.
This is actually mine.
Brilliant.
Okay, so let's just think that these are teeth and they're surrounded by gums. And the whole point is you need to brush the tooth and the gum in between the teeth, brush tooth and gum in between the teeth, and so on and so forth.
So you're brushing your gum as well. I mean,
Absolutely.
Some people can be a bit rough with their gums because they're quite precious, the wee gums, aren't they?
They are precious, and that's exactly why we need to brush them, because the dirt stays all around the gum line. And if you don't get rid of that, that's when you get gum disease, receding gums, receding bone, and all the other
I guess the thing with
the
electric toothbrushes, you can't do the whole sort of scrubbing thing that you do with the manual toothbrush, which sometimes can damage your gum. Is that right?
And that's what we don't want you to do. So that's where these things come in, to save you from doing something wrong. You know, you're trying to do good, but you end up doing wrong, and that's the way to go. 2 minutes, twice a day. How often should you be flossing? Once a day.
Once a day.
Because even the best brush will not go right through in between your teeth. You can't wash your hands with your fingers together. You can't brush your teeth with them close together.
Good point. A lot of people from the survey, I think it was sort of upwards of 80% of people didn't floss once a day. I suspect that the ones who were saying they did possibly were lying as well.
You never know.
I would think that 18% of people flossing every day seems quite high anyway. What about mouthwashes?
Mouthwashes, they're an adjunct. They're not what really cleans your teeth. You know, you can't hose your car down and expect it to be clean. So it's really the brushing and the flossing that get rid of that sticky dirt. Because it's a sticky biofilm. It's like what you see under a boat when you take it out of the water. So you have to scrub it off.
You obviously brought along your toothbrush, and this one comes with a timer.
It's a Bluetooth timer.
A Bluetooth timer, if I'm being perfectly honest with you, seems a little bit ridiculous, but does it help?
What century do we live in? Bluetooth is everywhere now, so of course it helps. Absolutely. It makes it more exciting, but it also makes it quite visual.
Visual.
You know, it's telling you 30 seconds per side, 30 seconds, gives you a smiley face when 2 minutes are over.
2 minutes twice a day.
Tells you when to change your brush, tells you when you're putting too much pressure on. Ease off, don't put so much pressure on. It tells you everything. So, you know,
it almost brushes your teeth for you. This combo is more than $200.
It's $209 in, well, normal retail.
That is something that a lot of people say about dental work and going to the dentist. It's so expensive.
It is when you keep repeatedly needing work. And this is exactly what we're talking about here now. How can we help you prevent needing repeated work all the time? It's all caused by bacteria. I mean, okay, people break things, fracture things. That's unfortunately something that we can't always predict and avoid. But the normal diseases, which is gum disease and tooth decay, they're both bugs.
It's maintenance.
Exactly. Keep the bugs away, keep the numbers low, don't eat too much sugar and too much acid, and you will reduce your risks dramatically.
I know that was from the survey.
Yeah, and keep your costs low, because you don't have to pay for repeated work that can be prevented.
There are a lot of Kiwis weren't keen to give up things that were bad for their teeth.
That's the other thing.
What about kids? How do you get kids to brush their teeth? Because for them, often it is a chore.
Absolutely. What I say is start when they're little babies, little infants, with a little gauze, a bit of water wrapped around your finger, and rub their gums. That's cleaning their gums, freshening their breath, but also it's teaching them that mum is going to be cleaning your mouth.
Okay, so this is before they've even got teeth.
Exactly. Because when they get to 1 year old and they've got teeth and everything else, and you try to put a brush in there for the first time, they will fight you unless you've trained them that I'll be cleaning your mouth.
Toothpaste for young kids?
Toothpaste for young kids, don't use the normal toothpaste for adults because it's got too much fluoride, and fluoride can be dangerous to teeth and bones in high quantities.
Okay.
So you want very low fluoride for kids.
Brilliant. Hisham Abdalla, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
And of course, such beautiful teeth.
Yeah, gorgeous. Brushing your teeth is something the whole family has to join in. I have to brush my dog's teeth, my puppy's teeth. You've got to do that as well. Yeah, nobody escapes.
What a lovely, glamorous job for you.
I know.